Okay, so I'm going through to start to rig this. So I've opened up my last character, that I did the turnaround in. So this is the one I know is the final one. So I'm just going to turn off these display things, and I want to get rid of my, well, first of all, I could take the light and that background thing and hide that. So Control H, and I'm going to go lighting, use default lighting. So now default lighting. Select my character and up arrow to select the entire group, and I want to delete off the keys. So I'm coming down here, right click, delete, and go to the first one, right click, delete. Now make sure you're selecting the group because that's what you had um, it keyed on. So when I drag my slider now, it should not move. Okay, so I'm going to go to my front view. Okay, so we're going to add a quick rig. So I'm just going to go to my front view. I think I had done that already, but just click on that to maximize my screen a bit here. Um, so looking at my front view, just going up here to skeleton and down here to quick rig. So quick rig, we're kind of, oops, automatically setting a rig in here. So rather than doing one click, I'm going to go step by step. So I'm clicking on the step by step. And what do I want to put in here? So the first step is my geometry. I think that was just in there because I'd already kind of gone through it. So, so the first step is geometry, and I want to add, but I'm going to add, mm, I'm just going to select the top. I don't want the bow tie to go in it because the bow tie can sometimes be a bit distorted. Now, normally when I'm doing this, I actually wouldn't put the eyeballs or the glasses in it. I would parent them to the head joint, but for what we're doing now, this should work. So I'm selecting everything on the top there other than the bow tie, and I'm going to click on plus. So you see there all my objects are in there. And if that, yeah, they are named, I can see them. So coming on down here to guides then. So just going to accept all the settings in Perfect Mesh 256 guide settings. Guide settings, I could decide if I wanted you know, more than one neck joint or less or more spines. I'm going to accept the default, but that's where I could change it to be more or less. So I'm going to say create an update. And you should see these little dots then appear on your character. So these are the points of where the joints are going to land. So it calculates, it goes through your mesh and tries to determine. And because it's not your typical kind of probably humanoid, it might have got it a little bit wrong. So I'm going to move some of these. So this would be kind of the top of my arm there. So I'm going to move that up there. And I have an option here to mirror for the other side. So I always mirror it so I don't need to move it again. This is clavicle. I'm just going to pull that over a bit and again mirror that. My spine joints are all the way down here a bit, so I'm going to move one up there. I don't need to mirror that because there's only one in the middle. I'm going to pull that up. Um, I'm going to pull the bottom down. I can see the names up here. Oh, if I have my channel box on. So that's my hips joint. So I'm just going to pull that down a bit closer to the actual hips. And then the top of my leg there. And I can mirror that one over. Um, Not bad on the elbow and the wrist. So I'm going to leave them. I'm going to have a look at it in the side view then. So my knee is a little bit high up, so I'm going to pull that down and again mirror it over. My ankle or my foot, I'm going to pull that down, maybe push it back a bit, mirror that over. And then what is it doing down here? So this is the toe base. Yeah, so it's not bad actually. It's It's not really lining up with my ankle, so it's a bit crooked. I'm just going to pull it over a bit. And again, mirror that over the other side. My arm then in the top view, not bad, yeah. So I'm just going to push that back a little bit, push that one back a little bit. I kind of do want to see the way it's not in a straight line. It's like there's a bit of a bend in the arm there, so that's good. And select that and mirror it over the other side. And then the other thing I want to check is the head position. Yeah, for some reason it's kind of leaning it over that way. So I'm just going to straighten that up and straighten that up and see how that works. Now, this is not, if you get it wrong, you can go back. So that was kind of the guide settings. We've put them in and we've adjusted them. So after we've done that, we want to create our skeleton and control rig. So I'm going to select create and update. And it pops in the joints where all those little points were. I could do a bit of a test here, but I think I'll just go on so you can kind of see it better when I actually skin the object. So I go on down here to skinning. The binding method is GVB, which is grand, geovoxel something something. I've forgotten the total name on it. I'm going to go into settings. Yeah, geodesic voxel. Skinning method, all of that's fine. The one thing I want to change is this maximum influences. I'm going to bring that down to 3. I think that works a little bit better. And bind skin or create update, one or the other. So now if I select, say for instance, that around my upper arm, it should move. And it should move. If I select his hips, it'll move. I select the foot, it'll move. So I can see there is some distortion occurring. It's not too bad actually, but see the way when I push that down, the belly is kind of squishing in a bit when I move the arm. So it's not, what that's to do with is my skinning and weight painting. I might have a look at that again in a second. So that kind of all works. It also makes this human IK shape. Anyway, I'll go through that again. We don't really need that. But this is, so now it's kind of rigged and ready to go. The adjustments we want to make. So I'm gonna, the bow tie, because it's loose, I'm just gonna select the bow tie, shift select the head joint there and P for parent. And now that should follow that anywhere it goes. Yeah, so that's fine. If I select the hips now and move it, it's good to go. I select this upper arm, push it down. Yeah, it's distorting up around here, but it's not pulling the bow tie. So that's good. So that's kind of putting in my the IK, the skeleton. So I've got my skeleton in and I've attached it to my character.